talk to a lead? Do you know how to develop a relationship, especially a relationship over the phone? Hey, I'm Trey Dobie with Dobie Real Estate, and I talked with our agents today about developing relationships with brand new people, whether it be an online lead, a referral from a friend, or wherever the source may be. When your first initial contact is through a phone call or a text, do you know how to develop a relationship? What I oftentimes find people doing is they oftentimes fall into the trap of cutting straight to the business, and they skip building the relationship, or they start out asking a bunch of business questions and then try to develop the relationship. And that is in the opposite order of how you should do it. You should always build the relationship before you get down to the business portion of the conversation. So if it's an online lead or referral that somebody gave to you, you want to start out the conversation about them. Why are they interested in making a move? Talk to them about and try to draw out as much personal information as you can. If you've not heard of the Ford method, look it up. But the Ford method is essentially you talk about their family, their occupation, their recreations, and their dreams. It's what anybody wants to talk about. So if you can hit on those subjects and talk about those subjects for a good 10 minutes or so, then transition into the real estate side of things, you're going to help lower their guard, and they're going to be a lot more honest with you. They're going to tell you their full situation. So when you're having that initial conversation, it's, hey, I heard you're thinking about making a move. Why are you thinking about making a move? And then if they say, well, I need more space, I need whatever. Oh, okay. Well, just out of curiosity, why do you need more space? Well, my family's growing, Oh, cool. Like, is it like physically growing, or are you adding more people to your family, or what's that about? Tell me more about that. Well, actually, a little bit of both. I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. They're getting bigger, collecting more stuff, but we're also wanting to have one more child. Oh, that's exciting. And then talk to them about their children. Like, what do their children like to do? Where do they go to school? Transition it at some point. What's the ideal location for you? And they're going to tell you where the location. Well, what's important to you about that location? Well, I'm very involved in my church. Oh, awesome. What church do you go to? Or, it's close to my work. Oh, well, where do you work? What do you do there? So go deep in every single one of those topics. Talk a lot about their family. Talk a lot about their occupation, what they like to do for fun, what their dream home is like, and then try to relate to them. So if they say that they go to XYZ church, oh, cool. Actually, I have some friends that go to that church. We go to this other one because we don't live close to that one. Or if they say, I have a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 10-year-old. Oh, cool. I actually have an 11-year-old, a 9-year-old. Do they keep you busy? Are they involved in sports, extracurricular activities? Oh, cool. Mine are too. People want to do business with people that they're similar to. So the more you can hone in on their personal situation and then relate yourself to them, it's going to help lower their guard. If you come out of the gate and you say, hey, I heard you're thinking about making a move. Have you spoken with a bank yet? Have you gotten pre-approved yet? Wow. You really care about that person. You're coming at them 100% with sales breath. Sales breath stinks bad, and you're not going to get any business if that's how you're talking to people. You need to learn and care about these people. How can you possibly serve them if you don't even know anything about them personally, what they're after, what the ideal home is? Like, you need to learn more about them and their family before you can even ask anything about the sales side of things. So asking about a lender, or asking about meeting with them, or becoming their realtor, or sending them homes for sale, or giving them an update on what their home is worth, or handling any objection that they may have. You need to be a good solid 5 to 10 minutes into that conversation before you do any of those things. If somebody throws out an objection to you right out of the gate, you do not try to tackle that. They don't trust you, like you, or respect you, so why would they believe anything that you say? They're just looking at you as a salesperson. So if first thing they say is, yeah, I was going to buy, but interest rates are so high that it just doesn't make sense for me right now. Well, you could take that bait and you could go into and explain that, well, if you're renting, you're throwing your money away. Buying is a great investment financially for you and for your family, and that you can always refinance when rates go down. But don't take that bait. Just say, oh, okay, well, why were you thinking about moving in the first place? So refocus it about them and find out more about them. Because ultimately, they may tell you that they're in a terrible situation and they have the motivation to move. And once you earn their trust and they like you, then at that point, you can say, hey, I know you guys are expecting your third child and you're in a 2-bed, 1-bath. That's got to be a terrible situation. At the beginning of the call, you said you didn't want to buy right now because interest rates are high. Well, what are you going to do in that two-bed, 1-bath? I mean, that's going to be a miserable situation, right? Like, how much is your rent? If we can get you a similar house payment that gets you into a better situation, is that something you'd be open to doing? If you ask that question at the 5-10 minute mark after you've learned a lot about them, they're going to be willing to say yes. If that's the very first question you ask them after they throw up an objection, they're not going to want to do business with you. So focus on building relationships and getting to know people. Treat them like your family, and if you do that, you are going to have success in real estate. Especially in this changing market, it's important that you are a nurturing business. If you are looking for the low-hanging fruit, you're going to struggle in real estate. You've got to be willing to nurture people long-term until they're ready to make a move. You have to develop that relationship. You develop that relationship and act as an expert in the real estate field, that they're going to trust you and do business with you. So I hope you found this content valuable. As always, check us out on YouTube, Success in Real Estate. Subscribe so you don't miss any videos. If you have any questions about real estate, again, I'm Trey with Dobie Real Estate. I want to be a resource for you. Don't hesitate to shoot those questions over, and I'll be happy to help you. Thanks, and have a great day.